like a
they're
bruise.
like, and then they hit you with the, come on, it doesn't hurt. What are you? I'm the one getting the blood drawn, not you. You're the one poking me with the needle.
Right, for real.
Well, that out of context might be a little weird.
Great start.
Poking me with a needle.
Oh, dude, I actually got a funny story about fucking that.
Oh, we got neat. I love this. This is like doctors and needles. It's not a pleasant time. I think I took 4 shots in one time. So I was like,
4 shots at once.
Two in each arm. I was like, hey, you know what?
What you have? COVID 27, dude?
No, it was like I was
double blast them.
I was overdue on like I don't know what it was, like hepatitis shots or whatever. I'm like, just give it all to me.
You're like,
now.
give it all to me.
Yeah, I didn't.
Whatever
I was
you
like, I don't want to wait another year. Screw it.
I'll take 2. They're small.
It's fine.
No, dude. No.
What? Not like that. Wow, good job.
Oh man. Man, I'm so tired. I worked hard this week.
I feel that.
And yeah, let's see what happens.
I was like, you're live.
I am live.
Yes, now
Hello.
you are.
Hello,
Hello,
people of Twitch and Facebook.
It's happening.
For now.
To those listening in the very near future,
in the
like tomorrow,
in the very far future, like tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, depending on time. And
shout out to the Middle East, our #1 listeners.
Let's go.
Yeah, fun fact: our show is like not top 10 in Detroit. In terms of listeners, which is really weird.
It's
really weird.
It's like number 11.
You know what though? I actually like just recently heard something about like wherever you're doing what it is you're doing,
right.
People around you that see you every day and whatever live in the same area, they're probably gonna end up fucking with you last. You know,
till
it's
after
like,
you
dude,
make it.
right? Yeah, dude, it's like everybody around you, like like fucks with you first. It's like the country over, like a couple states over, and then like the last place to fuck with you is like your hometown.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've learned that unfortunately firsthand. I think we discovered that over the time. I'm like, come on, guys! Like,
oh yeah,
support us. No, whatever.
All right, well, fine. The state of Oregon and then
we'll do
Dubai
it
will.
right.
Apparently.
Yeah. One day they'll come around. But to be a little bit more professional, welcome to the studio. I appreciate you guys swinging by.
Oh yeah.
As I live here, so it's okay.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Mario, for swinging by.
Thank you for the hospitality again. It's okay.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Of course.
Oh yeah, anytime. And with that being said, good night, guys. No, if be kind enough to introduce yourself. I don't know, I'm probably catching you mid sip.
Tell us a little bit about
mid Hennessy Fago.
Shout out to Hennessy sponsors
and Fago.
149. Oh no, I'm thinking of Arizona. For a split second, I was like, "When did the price go
I got
up?
confused too because I was about to be mad too. I'm like, "When did the price go up?" I'm like, "No, it didn't."
Wait a minute.
Isn't that state
I think it
dependent?
did.
I thought they were 99 cents too. I'm actually trying to think about it.
Actually, you know what? No, they were.
When did that go up?
Don't look at me. I drink the Arizonas.
Don't look at me. I drink the Arizona.
State dependent. I think it's the price. I have no idea.
Well, I don't think. Wait, this Fago sold outside the. Anyway, we're getting distracted. It happens a lot. But yeah, like I was just saying, you want to introduce yourself after we distract ourselves with Hennessy.
Yeah. What the fuck is up? My name is Lovey, and I am an artist from Michigan.
You gotta get sound effects, bro.
Which one do you want?
Get ready with the sound. Throw the Steve Austin glass break.
You want that, really?
Well, dude, it's crazy. I actually fucking almost wore a Stone Cold shirt here today.
Oh my god!
I did. I decided to go with the Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, hey,
But
solo.
hell yeah.
Yeah, no, we like to add sound effects as we're doing like funny conversation.
You got to. It gets the people going.
Yeah, see? Exactly. Our library is extensive.
Oh,
people know.
We got a lot of sounds. Oh, what up? Shut up to Franco on the chat.
Yeah, heck yeah. Hello, Primo.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no. Before we started taping, we were talking. Well, I might have been talking to myself. I do talk to myself quite often. I was thinking about like the conversation we had yesterday. Well, on the surface, because I don't want to throw any names or anybody under the bus. about certain events and just whether it's music or block parties or I don't even know what the right term is. House parties, I guess technically that's a word.
Sure.
It's like should we be required to like get permits for that? You know what I mean? Like, because I was thinking more of a culture side, right? So, like, we've all had, well, I would hope everybody listening has ever had, like, a birthday party, right? So, like, where is the limit on that? Like, so, like, do you invite 20 people? Is that too much? Is it vary on the house size or the location
really
size?
think it all depends on just where you live,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, how populated it is. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, they're probably not going to bother you if you actually own, like, X amount of acres and you got like a pole barn out there and you invite like 200 people out, they're probably not going to like say anything, you got no neighbors, whatever. But it's like some of the events that I go to, it will be somebody's house, or maybe it's like, I don't know, like just somewhere downtown that they like maybe rent out or something. And it's like they invite, however many people, and it ends up getting shut down. And it's like I don't think they even know themselves, like while they're throwing the event or when they're planning it, like how many people they're allowed to have there, or like if they've checked, like I don't know, like what it's called, or the terminology, like the city ordinance or whatever the fuck it is,
Like, there's also like what do you call it? The curfews.
Yeah, like certain neighborhoods, they have certain curfews, other neighborhoods don't. So it's just. It really all depends. Like, you got to look at that before you're planning something. But I guess that's why it's like maybe the event planner should plan events. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's
true.
like, but
there should be plan Bs in place.
But
I don't even know how I brought that up.
Well, there was that the auditions. Remember?
Yeah, the auditions. Oh, that's exactly what I was just referring back to. So shout out to Gabriel Duran and everybody that runs that lovely festival next month. Don't miss it.
Hell yeah.
We got to August 23rd. Saturday. It's free.
Oh man, you really played it?
Yeah,
dude,
see?
if it's
At
free,
the
you gotta
cemetery
go.
in Detroit. just keep that information.
I have announcement sound effects. See? Please go.
You can park at the liquor store next door.
Wherever the hell you want.
Right.
There's a gas
As
station
long
called.
as it's not in front of a fire hydrant.
Right. Or like a stop sign.
Even that.
Or in a narrow,
slap you with a ticket, like,
or in a narrow
okay.
street. I know that firsthand.
Oh yeah. Get hit. Your car get hit.
Yeah, let's not do that again, please. No, thank you.
Oh man. One at a time. Let me get to some of the stuff that I so I can open up the floor a little bit. Where did you grow up? If you feel comfortable talking about kind of your upbringing.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Lapeer, Michigan, which not a lot of people know like what that is or where that is. It's kind of like
I don't think I know where that is.
A really small town. I don't know. It's kind of like close to Flint. It's maybe like 30 minutes away from Flint, just to kind of like give you an idea of where it's at. So yeah, I was born in Lapeer, but growing up, like, dude, I fucking moved like every like 3 months, every year. Like, I was moved around a lot, so I can't actually say like, oh yeah, I grew up in Lapeer. It's like I can say I was born in Lapeer, but really I grew up all over Michigan. It's like I've lived in, you could probably name a bunch of places. It's like, oh yeah, I've lived there, and I went to school there. Like high school, just my like high school experience, not middle school or elementary. High school alone, I went to 4 different high schools.
Wow.
Like I went to Lapeer East, Lapeer West. I went to North Branch in the middle of the middle of sticks, like nowhere. Like everybody was like, they had to drive your tractor to school day, type thing. Like totally, crazy totally was the black sheep. Always been the new kid. Like I didn't really get to made a lot of friends, but never got to hold a lot of friendships because of it, type deal. Like moving around so much. But yeah, just I don't know. I grew up all over Michigan, so I guess I don't know. I get along with everybody like a chameleon.
If you've experienced both city life and I guess more rural life, right?
Yep.
You're mentioning the tractor thing, yeah.
Where do you prefer?
I prefer the city life. Just because to be honest, I've even when I was not in the city and I was like in the sticks area, like I grew up like on Section 8 type deal. So being poor, it's like, you know, living in the city or in the sticks, it's like I would rather live in the city because at least there's more people, like more diversity, like more stuff's going on, like in the spots where there's not a lot of people out there and it's not highly populated. That's where you find, you know, more depression, more people are just doing stuff they don't need to be doing, like getting into drugs, and because there's nothing else to do out there. You know, you got like one movie theater. You know, there's nothing for like young teens to express themselves or be creative. Like, you know, you can maybe go bowling, but
that's pretty much it.
how many times are you gonna do that before it's like, you know, you want to go see the world? You know.
You know, funny you mentioned that. Every time I go like on a road trip or anywhere, like that's not, you know, where I live normally. I've lived I grew up in Mexico, so I lived in a very rural area to where to like you need to drive 40 minutes to get to like another town that might have like a pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I always think here in America and how big it is. If you live like, let's say, an hour away from a city, to even go grocery shopping gotta be painful. Like you gotta spend gas to get to everywhere because it's not like around the corner. You have to drive 30 miles to get somewhere.
Yep.
It's like that gotta be expensive. Like we think that it's like cheaper to live out in the open, but it's not, right?
No,
like,
those type of people.
What if you break down? Your tow bill's probably crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always think of that.
Well, you gotta like think too. It's like jobs. There's not a whole lot of jobs out there.
Like what do you do?
Yeah, there's not a lot of places to work unless if you're like farming or, you know,
selling drugs.
Right? Yeah, you're doing a hell of that, like whatever. But yeah, no, a lot of people, it's like that. You know, there's no jobs out there. There's just like there's nothing going on out there. They got nothing better to do.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. And, you know,
it's hard. It's like those, like you said something about grocery shopping. It's got to be hard. Like those are the people where it's like, all right, I'm gonna go get groceries like twice a month. Right. They like go to like Sam's Club. You know what I'm saying? Right. Stock up for like the whole month. Like make sure you get it all because like God forbid forget something. I gotta drive an hour into town.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Like damn, dude.
Oh man.
No, I prefer the city for real because it's like I would rather like walk. Be able to like just walk out of my house, walk out anywhere I want to get food or, you know, see people, like have interaction with people.
Yeah, so. I prefer that style of living. Even though,
I think there's just more opportunities too. There has to be. There's more people, more places, businesses, more opportunities,
more ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. When you have a lot more people from different, you know, aspects of life, you get a lot
also,
more.
Also, too, like being out like in the middle of the nowhere, I can say like. I grew up like very ignorant being out in the middle of nowhere because of the fact that it wasn't diverse at all, you know? And so being able to break away from that place and like actually be able to grow up all over Michigan helped me really like be able to like see like all different types of people, you know, color, gender, like all that. And it taught me a lot, you know? I was able to grow up a lot. Like that's something, you know, like my parents couldn't teach me, your family can't teach you. Like, so...
Yeah, and funny enough, that's one of the things, and a lot of your upbringing does shape a lot of how you are as a person. Because the older I get, the more I realize, because I'm coming from a Mexican, you know, descent, the culture that I arrive from is fairly well known for being, you know, really, what do you call it in English? Like very, like almost sexist, like because you know they're more like men or like macho figures almost, and you know because that's just how Mexicans are, and I'm sure most across the board, just men are, you know, race a little bit more like.
I know what you're talking about, and I feel like the only reason why I know like kind of what you're talking about is because like even though I'm like I grew up in Michigan, I was born in Michigan, like I'm very Americanized. Like I'm mainly like my family is like Lebanese and Philippine, so like my Lebanese side of the family like. They're like that very much. So like it's very like pleasing your man, respecting your man, like don't. You know, obey whatever. And also too, like I mean, my grandma, even though like she had came over here with my grandparents and stuff from Lebanon, like my great grandpa was still trying to like send her back to Lebanon to get married off, and it's like after they have already been in America type deal. It was crazy. And my great grandpa was actually like really an aggressive man.
Really an aggressive man. Yes. Like going back
and
to like,
they don't like my Lebanese family. They're like Lebanese and Catholic. Like I should not look the way I do or act the way I like. I'm everything that my family would not.
You like checked every single box.
Yes,
of, like,
every single box that they were like. Exactly.
Yeah, no, and then you know that's what made me think of it because from what I've noticed, I think Hispanics in general they tend to be like almost also really racist. And it's like, it's crazy because you always assume, oh, white people are the ones that are like at the top of the racism poll. No. Like, there's a lot of minorities that hate other minorities, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And until you actually remove yourself completely from that space, you don't realize how negatively you can actually be towards other people without you having that intent of evil, which is crazy. And then that's how you get, people to take advantage of that divisiveness.
Ignorance is bliss.
Oh man, because I've had conversations with Mario of like, certain people, they do bad things, but they generally think that it's good.
I was don't know. It's like
literally don't know.
Literally, how do you hold somebody accountable for saying something out of pocket or wrong when it's like, if you really knew where they came from or where they grew up or whatever, it's like, how did you expect them to not say that wrong thing that they said or slip up? But what I guess my biggest thing is like, people like that, it's like, okay, you did something wrong or you said something wrong or whatever. But like, if somebody checks you, are you gonna like actually grow from that and like change? Like, is that gonna stick and make you think like whatever, or are you just gonna be like, well, no, like I didn't grow up like that. Like this is very much like I'm set in stone. Like you can't change me. Like this is who I am. Like, because that's really what matters. Yeah,
I mean, on top of that, it's how do you expect somebody to change like a switch?
That
which is crazy.
Never happens. But I feel like if somebody's actively trying, that's fine. But overall, it's just there's no excuses, and like that's just not acceptable. But I don't think I don't know. I believe everybody's racist or sexist to a degree, or like to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're racist, Mario.
Well, as far as like not like everyone specifically, but like every race can be racist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hear it from other races. It's just anyone really, and I'm like, wow, that's like stereotyping, or like that's just crazy that you said that, and like you don't find anything wrong with that, or
I have the fortunate luck of
or there's the people that do say something and then it's like then they got to defend like why they think they can say that, and it's like, no, there's really no excuses. Like,
or like, I don't want to dive too much into political.
I was gonna say, where are you going?
Like, I want to fly the Confederate flag, bro. What's wrong with it? Like, what do you mean? What's wrong with it?
Dude, I actually had a teacher in high school. She was like badass, but she fucking somebody like did have a Confederate flag or whatever on the back of their car, and she was like looking out the window, right? And I'm like we're all like, we're just sitting at our desk, we're like, what is she fucking doing, dude? And I think I was in like high school or something, but she's like, hold on, give me a minute. She fucking like was looking out the window. She goes down out of the school, goes into the fucking parking lot, like rips the fucking flag off this kid's fucking truck.
All right.
And comes right back in. And I think she was like a what was it, like a what is it called? Social
studies?
Yeah, social studies.
Sociology, maybe.
Sociology or sociology or something like that, like people studies or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know, it was crazy, but everybody's like, yeah, that's that badass right there. I was like, all right, hell yeah.
It's like I don't know. There's some like again, we were just talking about like there's some leeway that you can give people for messing up because they generally don't know. But there's like universal, like, hey man, you can't really fucking like cross that line, like, bro.
It's
what
like,
are you doing
bro,
here?
especially with the internet, dude.
Oh yeah.
If you still want to be like that ignorant or like set in your ways when like we have the fucking internet and you see all these people that are a part of the same world you're on, and you see how like where they come from, like how they think, it's like, dude, how are you still gonna think like the same way that you thought 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially like the old heads and stuff, it's like they got on Facebook at 45 playing Farmville, you know what I'm saying? Or like at 50, 60 years old. So it's like,
what is going on in the country? They live in like fucking Buckwild, Kentucky. Like,
they don't know what the hell's going on. They've never met a black
person. They're like, what is going on in society?
Like my fucking grandma, she actually just got on fucking Facebook, and I swear to God, since she's got on Facebook, she's probably only been on there a year, and within the year, like her accounts got hacked like 8-9 times already. So it's like every other day my grandma's adding me on Facebook, and I'm like, is this you? And she's like, yeah. Just got hacked, and I'm like, God, like, what are you fucking watching? Like, what are you fucking clicking? Like, what are you clicking on there, Grandma? No.
Do you know what a password is?
Shout out to Grandma for not knowing how to get back. I was hacked. She just hit the log off button.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine. No, let me tell.
Not Grandma again scammed.
Dude, my grandma's wild.
Shout out to my grandma.
Hell yeah. Shout out to all the grandmas.
Oh yeah. What we're kind of still kind of walking a little bit on your upbringing. One of the biggest challenges you've seen in music, now that you do music, or like you said, you want to do other endeavors, or that you've ever faced on music or in your life? Like, what are some challenges?
Oh shit, dude. Okay, so honestly, the biggest struggles that I've came across with music is I've been writing like lyrics and music, and I used to like sing covers and post them on YouTube when I was younger, shit like that. So like I've been writing for years, and I've just always had like an ear for music, and like throughout my life, like music is the only thing that's like held me together. Like everybody in my family comes from music. Like my grandpa's a DJ, my aunt's a singer, all that type shit. But I feel like it's so hard this day and age because you got everything like online now. Anybody can upload music. Like it's hard to book shows. It's overall hard to be an independent artist. You have to literally do fucking everything. And right now it's like I told you guys earlier, like I'm in the process of trying to get my LLC, my writers, my publishers. This is shit I'm totally, open to talking about because I don't like gatekeeping, and that's something that
we preach with that.
Dude, artists, like that's a huge problem right now. It's like gatekeeping is a problem. Like nobody wants to help anybody out. Everybody, like I feel like people are envious of each other. Like even if it is your friend that you've known for X amount of years, it's like if you get something good for you, it's like, well, why didn't you do that for all of us or whatever? And it's like it's not about that. And like a lot of promoters and shit, like they also be scamming artists. Like I actually just recently opened up for Lil Xan in Ohio, Fostoria, Ohio.
Oh, I had like
I think it was like venue 16 or something. And it was a good experience or whatever, but honestly I only had like a 15-minute set. And the promoter charged me like $300 originally for my 15-minute set, right?
Wow.
So charged you to perform.
Charged me to perform.
Oh, hey.
I deal with it. Listen,
we've had that talk with other artists before.
Dude, everything is about trial and error. Like I'm out. Like I wrote music for years, but I just started recording like a year or two ago. So it's like how Lil Uzi was like, it's my third day out here. I don't know. I really fucking don't. And like I just now I'm starting to like open my eyes and like really realize what the fuck's going on around me. But no, so the promoter, I opened for Lil Xan, Fostoria, Ohio. This was literally recently, like on his like return tour or whatever. This promoter, I ain't even gonna say his name because it's like karma's gonna do its thing, whatever. He charged me like $300 for a 15-minute set, and then the day of the show, he texted me and he was like, "Yo, something got fucked up, blah blah blah. My team fucked up, like." There's this other artist that like technically has your slot, so like here's what we can do. You can either share the slot with him and I can give you half your set money back or some of your set money back, whatever, or you can just not perform. This was the day of the show after I had
not performing, not get your money
not performing, but he would give me my refund back, right?
Okay, I was
about to drop to 100.
Oh, it gets way worse, bro. Like, it gets way worse. So at that point, I'm like, all right, if it's between not performing or only performing for 7 fucking minutes,
the time.
This is how dedicated I am. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna go to fucking perform that 7 minutes.
Right.
I just fucking paid you for a set. This has been booked for a fucking month. It's Lil Xan. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the biggest thing for me as just like literally no one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta, I'm doing it. So. He told me he would give me half my refund back, whatever. I show up, I perform the 7 minutes. He ended up like saying something about a backstage pass, and to get me backstage, he needed an extra $75. Gave him that, couldn't get me backstage, so he said that he would send me my money back, but he didn't.
Oh.
And after I performed, I had to leave early because like I had like a lot of people that had showed up with me. Like I was actually, that's another reason why I wasn't gonna not do it, because it's been planned for a month. I had so many people buy tickets, fucking come out, travel out. People I haven't even seen in years.
That's a travel.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, fuck it. Even if it's from 15 minutes to 7 minutes, like, I'm going to fucking do this. So, yeah. After the show or whatever, like, after I performed, I had to leave. He messages me and he's like, sends me a picture of himself with Lil Xan. And he's like, oh, yeah, everything went good. And I'm like, that's fine and all. Like, I had to dip out early because I was with so many people, whatever. So, like, I missed my signing and shit like that, but he never ended up giving me my fucking money back. He never ended up giving me like half my set time. So I paid $300 to perform
to do half the set.
to perform 7
then
minutes
not get that.
opening for fucking Little Xan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit was wild, but I can still say like I fucking did that shit, you know?
Right.
And
Sure.
like it's not about the money, it's about the fucking principle, you know?
Right.
And it's like even after like
Amen.
he wasn't giving me my money, I was still like, well, what other shows you got? And he's like, well, I got this Sada Baby show coming up, whatever. I'm like, and then it was like he never actually ended up giving my money, so I was just like, no, dude. I just stopped talking to him. Like, and then I found out like he removed me like on like all social media and shit. And I was just like, dude, I could post you, you know what I'm saying? Like I could post all this, but like I'm not going to, because it's like it's just not worth my fucking time. And it's like, dude, like really, what did you take a couple hours worth of my fucking pay?
Right.
It's not worth it. You're not worth it. But it's like that is what I deal with as like a new artist. Like promoters, that's how the fuck they are. They want to like nickel and dime you to death, and like all these shows and competitions that they put out, you know, so you can just get a set for free and not have to pay $1,500 for a set.
That's crazy.
The competitions
like,
are like fucking rigged. It's like all the competition, honestly, all the competitions that I've entered around Detroit, it's like I show up, everybody's staring around, like staring at you. Nobody wants to fucking like actually network or whatever. It's like there might be like 1/4 of the people there that actually are nice and like will talk to you, whatever. But for the most part, everybody's just like looking at you like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's in competition mode. It's not friendly competition apparently. And it's like, I don't know, like one of the last competitions I tried to do, like fucking they kept letting people up on stage that like already had a set at the show that we were competing for. And they were like, don't worry, just show them love. Like they already got their set. Like don't worry, just show them love. They're not in the competition. And meanwhile, I'm like, well, everybody that's in the fucking competition and like the people that, and it's like the people that were in the competition weren't allowed to fucking leave. So I'm like, okay, so like we're all here to try to fucking win this thing. We're not allowed to leave. It's hot as fucking here. You got people on stage that already have fucking sets. They've already fucking made it, whether they paid for it or they are fucking best friends with you.
Earned it.
That favoritism, like that's like the main thing here. It's favoritism. It's about like who you fucking know. And it's like, dude, if one artist doesn't like you and he's got like 5 good videographers or whatever, it's, oh, don't work with that kid. I don't like him. And then you try to like, it's literally like that though, you know? So it's like you have to do everything yourself and you're trying to. And it's like everybody around you is like either trying to do the same thing. So they don't want to, you know, connect with you, help you. They don't want to hear anything you have to say, even if it is advice, you know? Like I always say, like, I'm not a gatekeeper, not a fucking dick. Like I'll tell anybody like, whatever I would do for myself, this is what I think you should fucking do. What am I going to gatekeep for? There's millions of fucking dollars out here.
There's millions of people.
And honestly, I don't do it for the fucking millions of dollars. Like, I want to do this shit because I love people and I love helping people and I want to connect with people through music. And, like, music gave me purpose. And I have a whole lot going on in my fucking life, you know?
Like, and that's one of the things that we've just, we've kind of known on the surface that, you know, when you feel like you're competing with somebody or somebody feels like they're competing with you, they like to like get off like, yeah, like, you know, I was fucking with you, but now that you're like in my field, you're like a fucking enemy. Like what happened? Like what do you mean? What do you mean?
Like here's another fucking example. Like I had a fucking show around my birthday. It was at in Flint at the Flint local. And I invited a bunch of artists out. There was this one artist, like, he didn't even show up, and it's like, I invited you to perform or whatever, and it's like, I've met him a couple of times, and it's like his buddy was trying to get me to perform at one of his shows that I had other friends performing at already. And, so it's like, I invited him to play at my show. He bailed, didn't play at my show, whatever. His friends invited me to play his show, but then when it came down to it, and I was trying to get the information, they went dead silent. So I'm like, all right. So I was bumming, right? Like I couldn't play the show. And then like the area that the show was held in, like the actual like whatever, like posted like the flyer and like, you know, here I am like bummed, like I couldn't whatever, like maybe they just don't fuck with me. Maybe I'm just in my head and like they just were too busy and I'm just I'm just fucking crazy for whatever or insecure, or just I'm getting in my head about shit. But no, I see the post and it's like everybody in the fucking town's like, dude, like this guy's like a piece of shit, like too into himself, like
Damn.
fuck this whole thing, like I would never fucking pay this to go there. And then I was like, everything happens for a reason. Like maybe I wasn't supposed to fucking be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not a, you know.
Yeah, no, the fact that an artist is providing the service, whether he has one listener or fucking millions, if you're performing a service, you don't go to your mechanic and pay him, or he pays you to get to work on your car.
Right.
Like what the fuck? Like what?
No.
And one of the things that I've had, you know who Victorino is, right?
Love him.
He's a shout out to Victorino.
No, shout out to Victorino. He's fucking awesome. He's just like literally.
So he, for the last, I don't know, 3 months, I've been really, because he's a good buddy of ours. We've been, you know, going back and forth of like, dude, I don't hate that people fuck me over for $200. The fact that you waste them a fucking time and then you pretend like you didn't do it, that's what really fucking triggers me.
Yes.
Like, dude.
It's just like what it's just like with that little Xan shit. That producer was literally fucking me over on money, and I was still willing to potentially still work with him. Right. I was like, dude, if you trying to fucking use that money that I just sent you right now to buy a bottle, bro, it's cool. Just like it's not about them. I got that. You go buy yourself a bottle. But I'm trying to have a relationship with you, and you're ruining that relationship and that connection and that door because of $300. When it's like, dude, what if you didn't ruin your connection with me for $300 and I do make it, and I do need a promoter or a party planner.
Now you're out of the question.
You fucked up, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's like I always say, if I ever fucking make it, I'll know who the fuck like wasn't weird to me and was genuine, and then the people that were fucking weird to me. Yeah. So
that's one of the things. Because we started this project fucking 2.5 years ago. We've had interesting people come and go, and you can kind of get a good sense of like who came here just because it was strictly about them, and like, you know, they came, they liked for what they liked you for that 1 second, and then they bounced. Yeah. And it's like I mean, I don't take offense to it. It's like, if anything, I got experience from it.
Sure.
Right.
So when we started really, really taking it serious, I don't even think 6 months back is a good expression. Probably the last month. And then I started reaching out to people that I, you know, from recommendation, because Victorino did introduce me to a lot of people that he knows. And I started messaging even people from not even the circles that I'm in, just, you know, Detroit artists, you know, anything that's, you know, around the area that's kind of feasible for people to come here, right? And people get, like, half of the people that I reach out to are almost like genuinely surprised that I'm like not charging them to even come here. Like, they're like, it's free? I'm like, I mean, if you give me your time, to me that's more valuable than hey, give me $50 to come on the podcast. Like, what the fuck? No,
dude,
you know what I mean? Like if we both make content, we both are winning. I don't know. That's
how I see it, at least.
I get to know you, and you know, and I support, and it's like, why would I not like to do that? Like, I'm not charging you for that. Like, if you give me the time to come here, and they're like, just like, to give you an idea, what we booked for like a week maybe back in middle of June,
something like that.
We booked 2.5 months within like 5 days. Like right now, we're like, all right, we should probably stop because we're like planning for September now. So now we're like, dude, like, fuck, like, So I'm like, so now when we roll into August, then we'll probably start opening up September. But it's like what's going on? Like, what? Like, and then every time I talk to somebody, they're like, yeah, you know, fucking people are like, they never want to work with you, or they don't fuck with you, or just because they don't like one of their friends, don't like. You know, has beef with somebody's
some fourth connection.
It's like now they don't fuck with you, and I'm like, why? Like, what? Like, what are we doing here?
It's I don't know. I think a lot of people are just sensitive, and it doesn't gotta be like that. You don't always have to like agree with people or like people to just respect them, get along with them, coincide with them. Hell, even get money with them. The amount of money you could get with people that you just they said one thing that rubbed you wrong, so you just don't fucking ever associate with them again. Like, dude, y'all could have fucking made money, could have did this, could have did that, but you let, like, 5 seconds or 5 minutes ruin your whole fucking opportunity, maybe, even. Because it's like, a lot of people just look at people as fucking people or as no one half the time because of what they drive or what the fuck they have in their pockets. And it's like, dude, that's bullshit. And it's like what you were saying with, like, the, like, creators and stuff. It's like, you're a creator, I'm a creator, we're both winning here. Dude, you could have 2,000 followers, I could have 2,000 followers, but let's like, why are you charging me anything when we're both kind of at the same fucking level here? Why don't we both just help each other out, okay?
Right.
I show up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I show up, you record, we both post, and we both eat.
Right. Like,
what the fuck are you charging me for? And like, I don't know, like a lot of these people that are charging, it's like, you people are fucking charging because like, okay, you guys are amateurs. It's like you guys just bought a fucking camera and you're out here day fucking 3 and you're charging fucking $300. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you know what I'm saying? Or it's like you just started this podcast and you got 100 fucking followers. You don't really have a big reach, but you want to charge me fucking, you know, again, $200. Let's just say randomly, whatever the fuck. It's like, who are you to fucking, like, I don't know, like, where's the audacity coming from?
Right.
It's like, I get that you're trying to, like, be independent and make money for yourself, and, like, this is the lane that you chose, but, like, anything, like, you gotta start from the bottom, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you gotta work your way up. It's like, I believe I'm a good artist. I believe I have good lyrics, a good cadence, all that. I'm always, like, growing as an artist. I'm trying to be, like, I don't know, like, just versatile and whatever, like willing to work with anybody. And I can honestly say, like, I have not made $1 off of features because I don't fucking charge for features because I'm not fucking Drake. I'm not Little Yacht. Nobody knows me like that. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say no one knows me. Like, the most known I've been is like, I did at one point in time have like a decent following on Instagram. I had like 26,000 followers on Instagram like 5 years ago or some shit like that. And I've been kicking myself in the ass the past 2 years because I gave my account away for free to this dude in Florida that like drums and like does tattoos and shit. And like, I never actually ended up going to Florida to get my tattoo because after I had gave him my account for free, 26,000 fucking followers, I had found out that he was like contacting followers that I had, contacting my followers on there and being weird towards them.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I had like, yeah, I felt like I fucked up. Like, I gave my account to somebody that was a shit person, and he, you know, climbed into a bunch of people's DMs and was being weird. And I, you know, it's like, you never know. I still feel somewhat responsible, but it's like, at the end of the day, I gave away my account for fucking nothing. But I already know how to do that shit. It's like, I know how to...
You got the experience to get
Yeah, so it's never about that. It's like, I don't charge people fucking anything. Like, I've probably made fucking $50 to $100 in the past 2 years that I've made music from my actual fucking music. I honestly have like $28 sitting in my DistroKid account right now, and that $28 is based off of like 15,000, 20,000 streams on the songs that I have released, and I've only got like, I got 2 projects out. One's a 5-track EP called Perfectly Imperfect, and then my other one was I think it's an 8-track like album called 1996. So it's like, and then I got like 1 single out there. I got a couple features, but it's like, yeah. So I definitely don't do this for the fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
not yet.
Not yet. But I am taking myself more seriously, and like, I hope eventually that shit just comes. It's like, I do get paid, like, you know, just posting reels and shit like that. I get paid when I post statuses on Facebook or pictures on Facebook. Because I have like so many followers on Facebook that like, even when I post normal statuses, if I get 10 likes, I get like a couple dollars just from that. Like, I could literally wake up and be like, yo, just enjoying my nice cup of coffee this morning or whatever the fuck. 10 likes, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's a couple dollars in the account, whatever. So, but no, I'm trying to get all my shit like locked down, like my LLC and stuff, because once that's all done, like, I'm just gonna be uploading content like crazy.
Like pedal to the metal.
Yeah, pedal to the metal. Like, I already know how to like just, you know, as long as you're consistently dropping content, you will get, you know, attention, and you will get the people that fuck with your shit specifically. Like, they'll be there. And you know, it'll take like going through some like hate comments and people that don't fuck with you or whatever.
Oh, we know that.
We've got
leave them up there.
Oh, we don't delete.
Leave them fuckers up there, dude.
Brian he'll respond to them.
I respond to
just for fun, you know.
Sometimes I love, my favorite thing to do is just, I love the message, so I know I've seen it. I just don't say anything. Just don't say shit.
I usually like turn it around and agree with them. like they insult me.
Sometimes,
and I'm like,
yeah, it's either
Yeah.
I don't say anything or I do agree with them. I'll be like, you are exactly right. You know what? I didn't produce this track.
But then
It's crazy. It's
180,
just a feature.
180 happens. They apologize right back to him.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
oh,
bro,
wait a
I'm
minute.
so
Like-
sorry. I didn't mean to. Because they don't think. You know, people that only hop on there for like 15 minutes to troll and hop off, they never think somebody's gonna actually be like, dude. You know what I'm
like
saying?
it's
Like,
me, dog.
they don't think somebody's gonna
Yeah.
actually reply.
Yeah. I've gained followers from answering to like really mean comments. They're like, dog, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And then they follow me. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, why? Dude,
Yeah,
you didn't have to do that.
Nope.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's funny how that shit works. It's like kind of related to what we was just talking about, but not really. There was this kid that was like, he like pushed me in middle school, and like because he pushed me, I like whooped his ass. And then it was like after I had whooped his ass, like every day after that, he used to just like put a Ziploc bag. Like anytime I passed him in the hall, he would shove a Ziploc baggie in my pocket of like cigarettes and like weed and shit. It's like he was like he respected me after I whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like after I had said something. And,
Right.
I don't know. It's fucking weird. People are weird.
What's it?
I don't get it.
You know, man. But what are some of the influences you've had? Like, what are artists that you have? Not that you want to like get style ideas from or anything like that, but like that you actually kind of like, oh, you know, this person made me like want to take this direction.
You can. I mean, you listen to my music, you probably won't understand. Like, if I tell you who my inspirations are, like who I looked up to or whatever, you wouldn't maybe by listening to my music be able to pick that out. But that's good because I'm not trying to mimic an artist or be an artist or like be like like an artist that's already been out. Like I'm trying to be myself and have my own fucking sound and whatever. But my biggest influences or like inspirations, like musically, when I was really younger, like I had this CD player, and the only CD that like my grandma had got for me was Michael Jackson's #1 hits. So
Sure.
Shout out to
I
Michael
played
Jackson.
that on fucking repeat for fucking years on my damn CD player. It was like the only fucking thing I had, you know. And when I was younger, I only had like a DVD player, and the only DVD I had was the #1's music videos, you know. So I grew up loving the shit out of Michael Jackson, and honestly, I remember specifically being in Mackinac Island when he had passed away. It was like 2007, I think. And I was so devastated as like a young person. I was like, dude, like my whole fucking life is done. Like I just can't live without Michael Jackson. And then
And he was going to go on tour too.
He was about to,
yeah.
I remember I was like, I want to go watch.
I was
him.
I never got to see him. Never got to see him live. It was always my dream to see Michael Jackson live. And then fucking it was like 2011. I was literally in fucking middle school. And then Abel Tesfaye, The Weeknd, fucking comes out of nowhere, drops fucking Trilogy, whatever the fuck, House of Balloons, all that shit. And I was like, oh my God, like, I was like, this is it. This is like what I've been missing. Like, this will help me
Michael.
heal. This will help me heal. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he replaced them, but it was like, I can deal with this. Like, I can. Yeah. So, and then from there, it was like, because I liked The Weeknd, he was doing like singing stuff, and that's why I liked Michael Jackson, because he was singing. But then also sometimes he would do like some rap, and then it was like that's how I got into listening to rap music and shit. So then it's like the other artists that started to influence me was like X, Juice WRLD, Lil Peep. Like my best friend is one of the main reasons why I make music, because he wanted to make music, and his favorite artist was like Lil Peep, and he had passed away. After that, I was like, dude, like, I'm gonna do this for you, you know, like, if anything, like, cause I get, like, suicidal or depressed or some shit, so it's, like, a lot of times I can't do shit for myself, but it's, like, something happened to me when he had passed, and I was like, if I can't do it for myself, I'm gonna do it for you, and I feel like I'm at, like, a really healthy point where, like, I can do this for me and you and for just people in general.
Right. Yeah, no, it's crazy you mentioned that, because I personally know somebody that, you know, I wasn't close friends or anything like that, but they ended up taking their own life, and it impacted me like really hard, like and it wasn't like directly, you know, I wasn't like I discovered the body or type anything like that, but the fact that I was within their reach, and you know, I had essentially some influence to what at least I like to think, right? It's like your whole trajectory just changes. How you see people, how you deal with people, and Yeah, and a lot of people, like, when you do something because you want to do it, doesn't necessarily, for monetary reasons. We're not making bucket money in this, at least not yet. Like, you have to have love and passion for it. Like, you want to, if you don't want to change the world, you're not going to do well. Then and you find some happiness when you say. At least we do.
I am
like
totally selfless in this game, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I love people. I want to help people, and I want to work with people. And like, yeah, like my best friend, like I said, like he was like kind of like he was my age. So it's like when somebody passes that's your age, and like we were like twins, like as far as like mentally goes, like we both battled with like depression and like suicidal thoughts and shit like that. We both dabbled in like drugs and whatever, like, but it sucked because it was like literally the day before he had died, or the day he died before he had left the house and had passed or whatever and got into like an accident. He had said right before he had left the house, he was like, he had woke up, like I just had hung out with him all night. He had woke up in a great fucking mood. He said, you know what, like I'm actually happy and I actually want to live. And that's coming from someone like me that I can heavily relate to, like very suicidal, And that just stuck with me. And then he died like that fucking day. And I was like, and then Thanksgiving comes and your birthday comes, and he was, he's whatever, they're your age, and they're not there. They're not getting older. They're not growing.
They stop wherever you left them.
And it's just like, it really fucking changes you. And then it like got me thinking, it's like, dude, you never know how much time you fucking have here on Earth. And it would really suck to finally like just have the fucking will to live and not be able to.
Right.
So it's like now, like I went from very much so not having the will to like, I got that shit.
Right. And I guess I'm a person that the older I get, the more I try to see like the half glass full type of worldview. Like, for example, your friend, that day he woke up and it was like, no, I really want to live.
It was like he figured it the fuck out.
He figured that he got to that bliss.
He figured it the fuck out. He's like, dude, I can be happy or I can be sad. I'm going to choose to be fucking happy.
Right. So, I see that as a slightly positive way to look at it. It's like,
oh yeah.
The one of the last moments was complete bliss of like,
yes,
I'm happy and I want to live.
Yeah.
I have a cousin, going a little bit back to like a family that I left in Mexico, because I wasn't born there, but I was raised there. So I have extensive family down there. I had a cousin that passed away from cancer that I grew up with. So he was, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years younger than me.
Right.
And we were relatively close. I was really close with, his brothers, but he passed away from cancer. So he's like in his teens, You're just discovering what life is when you're in your teenage years, and you're spending it in the hospital. One of the things that always stuck with me was a message that I got from my mom that he said, like a couple of days before he passed away, to his mom, like, I'm really happy and I don't want to die. Like, I just don't want to die.
Yeah.
And I want to like be able to see like me and my brothers that he never got to meet. And it's like, damn, dude, like we always live life like we have fucking a choice to be here.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off when people like that fucking
like, you think like they deserve it too.
Yes.
They deserve to have that life.
And if you look at like the last 4 episodes, kind of ish, I've been going on rants. I'm like, what if like right now this is the last recorded shit I have of myself,
right? Sure.
And I die on my way home. Right. I'm like, and I don't like getting dark like that and shit, but you have to live like that. Like you have to live.
You really do.
You have to go to bed. Like, all right, if I don't wake up, because you literally,
dude, imagine waking up every day not being scared of dying. Like you thought you were fucking immortal, or no one's gonna touch me, nothing can happen. It could never happen to me. Is the biggest.
That's the biggest
fucking bullshit thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah,
it could never happen to me. No.
Like I'm not part of the world. No. Like it's me and then the rest of the world.
You look at everything that has happened. How could it not happen to you?
Right. We're society. We like to blame society and point fingers of like, everything's fucked up. We are the everything. Like we're all like part of, like if I drop dead right now, that sun's coming up tomorrow.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Like,
the world still keeps fucking moving.
Yeah. Like I always find that funny too. Like at people at jobs, oh, if I live this place, this bitch is not gonna work. I'm like, dude, you can die today.
Dude,
And
no one's gonna.
Dude, they'll clock you out. They will clock you
yes,
out.
they will.
You could die on the fucking clock, and the first thing they're gonna do is be like, "Fucking clock him out. Clock him
that,
the
and
fuck
then-
out."
What time you died at?
Yep.
Punch him out 20 minutes before
Yes,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, but
And-
that's the fucking reality of it.
And then the next week you find that job online.
Yeah.
Yep, you're replaceable.
In 2
we
hours
are
after.
replaceable in some weird way.
2 hours after.
Ugh.
A little too close to home there, Mario.
It's so
I didn't
fucked.
die though. So
Yeah, but it was not the death part.
No, I know.
Just the fire part.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
No, dude, you gotta fucking live your goddamn life.
That's true.
Like you don't have tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I know. And
Like there's like that's the thing too. It's like I fucking hate that I do, but I do it because I think it takes money to make money. And since, like I said, like I just started wanting to live life, so I just started respecting like my body and shit. Like I don't do fucking drugs like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a heroin addict, like I had a problem with fentanyl, crack, whatever the fuck you can name. I've probably fucking done it, had a problem with it for 3 months to a fucking year.
There's people that don't make it past,
They don't.
True.
They
have
fucking
the
don't.
luck,
You know? So to be here, I am very fucking lucky, and I don't want to take that for granted at all whatsoever. And like I want to help people like find purpose. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no, and yeah, no, that's one thing that I've been trying to drive home to a lot of people. Well, whoever listens to this or watches this, and I'm starting to even spread more clips about. We have to just be more positive. Like
yeah, just
this
like
whole like
you don't
I'm fucking competing. It's like we're both gonna die. We're both gonna be in a fucking tombstone in about whatever the fuck we actually die. I'm not gonna compete. What am I gonna compete for a better spot in the cemetery?
Dude,
the
no,
fuck,
dude.
dog?
Life is too short, and it's like
you only get one of them.
Yeah,
like, you don't
yeah,
fucking respond tomorrow. Like
yeah, dude. No.
So make the best out of it, man. Fuck. Don't live in what if. Go for it.
Mhm.
Jeez, fuck.
Mhm.
I'm getting mad now.
No, literally though, and it sucks because it's like, yeah, dude, it's like so back to like me working fucking. It's like I don't want to, but it's like I said, it's like it takes money to make money, so it's like I do work a 9 to 5.
Right.
Within that 9 to 5 job, it's like I see these people that have already settled, like they don't do anything outside of work. Like they go to work, they go home, and they go to sleep, and it's like I get it.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? There's like mental illness, depression, whatever the fuck. Like I'm fucking bipolar, so it's like I really do get it. You know, sometimes it's like hard to like be motivated to do something when you feel like all you're doing is working and coming home. But like if you just force yourself to fucking do something after work or like have a goal outside of just whatever you're doing, like 9 to 5, like working for someone, like you'll be a lot happier. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll actually feel like you have fucking purpose. You know, I'm like, I don't know, so many people that I work with, it's like they're fine with just like even staying in the same position. Like they don't even give a fuck to be a manager or like move up in the company. They're like, oh, I got hired in at 14 and I'm just gonna sit here at fucking 14
till I retire.
That's and I'm like,
great.
if
Have
you
fun.
even fucking retire, like, and you're not thinking about that,
Right.
it blows my fucking mind. Like people are just so comfortable with the bare minimum, and sometimes I wish I could be like them. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I could just be comfortable with like
And be
working at
content with what you
McDonald's,
got. Right.
Yeah.
whatever. But like actually like passing this hump of like, okay, it's like I want to live. No, I actually want things for myself now.
Right.
Like I don't know if you guys know, but like suicidal people, when they do have like episodes or shit, like they might not even be aware that they're doing it, but like when I used to get in really bad suicidal moods, like it would take like a couple days for me to catch on, but like I would like give away all my stuff. I'd throw a lot of parties, just be really nice, like whatever money I had in my account, if it was in there and the bills were paid, we're spending it.
Right.
We're fucking spending it. We're spending it fucking tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not just for me. Like I'm buying everybody this, everybody that, like whatever the fuck. So it's like actually like wanting to fucking live. It's like you don't do shit like that, you know?
Right.
You don't do shit like that anymore.
Yeah. It's, man, shout out to everybody that we lose, that we didn't actually, fuck.
We're here for them.
Fuck, man, we gotta live life. And that's the thing, is like, that's another way to look at it, is like, the fact that we're alive, that's a privilege. Like, there's people that, and I brought up a story that I actually made a clip recently about being late to work about a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. It's like, we've all had a shitty day where you wake up and you're like, man, I don't even want to fucking go to work. I don't want to get up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're literally, like, sluggish. You're feeling, you know, maybe a little hungover or something, whatever. And I had that experience, and I was driving, and I got caught in traffic. I'm like, oh, fuck, I had fucking insult, you know, assault to the injury. I have to fucking be stuck in traffic, and I'm late to work.
Right. It's always the minor inconvenience.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, after I passed the accident, I'm like, wait, like, somebody just fucking died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they got up probably 100% in the same fashion that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of arriving to work, they're arriving at the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dog. And after that, it just fucked my whole day up, like, in a good way. I didn't bitch. I didn't, you know, I worked.
No, it's a fucking eye opener, dude.
And
it's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up.
Whoa, like everybody that was stuck in traffic with me, I'm sure they all felt the same thing. Like, man, fuck traffic.
Right.
Dude, someone
fucking
didn't have the luxury to complain about the traffic. Like, they died.
Yeah.
And that fucks me up a lot. I think about it. Like, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Like, fuck. Dude, like, literally anything can happen.
Scared you.
Yeah, that one. Going back a little bit, you mentioned you like Michael Jackson a lot, right?
Love him.
Besides him, or you know, we also talk about The Weeknd. What is some music that you listen to that people would be surprised that you listen to?
I don't even know if people would necessarily be surprised that I listen to it. I mean, like, I listen to like 80s classical shit, like sometimes jazz, sometimes I don't know, like, I got this playlist on my phone. I listen to it fucking all the time, and I named it Smooth Women, and it's just a playlist of my favorite female fucking artists that are like out right now, and just like
they're smooth.
Yeah, they're smooth. It's just like, I don't know, like sad, soft cadence, like, I don't know how else to explain. I listen to like really deep music. Like, even when it comes to like when it comes to like rap music or hip hop, like, I don't really listen to like stuff that's
like in your face, in a
like super
really,
like lyrical,
yeah.
like if you
need a fucking
if
pad
the
and an
song
essay
yeah
to
no
break that
if
shit
the
down.
song sounds like you just opened up a fucking dictionary and you're just like rhyming every word out of the fucking dictionary, like, that's cool and that is a skill, but like, that's not what I like play in my car. Like, I'm not saying that's not music, but I'm saying I don't know. It's just like I wouldn't listen to that. Like, it kind of, it's like just too much. Like, I like just like melody and flow. Like, sometimes I can listen to music that doesn't have any lyrics because I'm really about the music.
More on
so
the physical, emotional side.
yeah,
man.
like that's
then
like
I'm
all
I
the
gotta
emotion.
sit down
Like,
and listen to
like
it.
anything, like any song that makes me like really feel something, I'm like, okay, like, I can get behind that. Like, I'm gonna save that on my playlist. Like, anything really fucking deep. Like, I don't know, like Teddy Swims. He's like a newer artist that just came out. Like, he's got a couple songs out, and he's just like he's a really good vocalist, but he's like just really deep, you know? So I don't know, stuff like that. Like, I grew up listening to like Iron Maiden, Megadeth, like Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, like all that type of shit. So the only thing that I never really like listened to was like the new country. Like, I love me some like Johnny Cash or whatever, but like beyond that, like, I don't really listen to like the newer country, like the Morgan Wallen, whatever.
Jelly Roll.
The Jelly Roll. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. When it comes to music and genres, what would you describe your music to be as? Would you describe it as what you just kind of said, you like the music that you listen to, like something that conveys more emotion?
Yeah. Like my first 5-track EP, I don't know why I took it so serious. It was like my first project ever, and normally like you hear about other people's first projects and you're like, oh, it's just like, it's, you know, kind of willy-nilly, just put it together and dropped it. It was their first thing. It was rough. I didn't want to be like that. Like, I wanted to be the complete opposite. Like, it's only 5 tracks, but some of those tracks I spent 3 months writing. And, you know, fucking sat in a fucking, you know, room and like re-recorded, like pre-recorded on my phone my cadence, how I wanted to lay my vocals on that track before I actually went to a studio and had it professionally recorded. By the time I went into the studio and had some of that shit professionally recorded, I recorded my shit in one take. Like 3 one takes. Like, I stacked 3 1 takes because I had been singing it, you know, and perfected it alone by myself. Like, so that's kind of like how I started working. Currently, I'm just kind of hopping in the studio with friends. I've been doing a lot of features lately. So I've just been like writing on the spot, just kind of going off their energy and what they're saying, because I always try to stay on topic or like theme. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I definitely feel like I don't know. My genre is kind of like sad, like deep, emotional, whatever. But yeah, I don't really know what the fuck to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm waiting for people to tell me what it is. Like what genre am I? Because like right now it's like I think I'm just like alternative or just like new age or like I don't even know if I'm rap or what the fuck I am.
Right.
You know?
Funny enough, we were talking to who was it, Forge the Sun?
Oh, the band,
about the thing about music is that when we listen to something that's been out for decades, you brought up the 80s earlier. I'm a big fan of the 80s. I wasn't alive in the 80s. I'm 29. You know what I mean?
Same, no.
So we can clearly define, you got your synth wave, you got your pop, you got your rock, your hard rock, your metal. But it's, at least now it feels now in modern music days, it's like, wait, like certain artists, at one point those artists were not really defined. You know what I mean? So for example, like right? You guys know who that is? It's like they're kind of poppy, but they're also like a rock band, right? So it's like, I'm sure at one point it was pretty ambiguous. They weren't like on stage like, yeah, we're the newest, best rock band we out here. So it's like, maybe we just need more time to pass so we can know what we actually, what period we're on.
I actually, like, it's crazy because it's like you asked me that, and a lot of people ask me, like, oh, like, what kind of music do you make? Like, and I never know what the fuck to say because I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
We're making the new genres that people are going to be like, actually, back in the early 2020s, this music, and then insert name.
Yeah.
Is a thing. It's like, well, when did we give it a name? Whatever.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you think of EDM, you can break it down into like 100 like subgenres.
Right.
Like what the fuck, dude? And then you look at rock, you can break that down. Right. You can look at heavy metal. How many types of like new age metal, hip hop? So any genre you can break down into a million subgenres. So it's like really, what the fuck am I? Honestly, labels piss me the fuck off. If anything pisses me off the most, it's labels. It's like, why the fuck does it have to be rock or country or fucking anything?
Why can't it just be good music?
Yeah, like, dude, just like if you fuck with it, whatever. Right. But I get it,
Yeah, people like
to a degree.
People don't like the uncertainty either.
Yeah,
like I want to know.
I have no idea what this is. It's just a name and
as
another
they're liking
name.
It, like just enjoy it.
No, everybody always asks me what genre. I'm just like, I don't know. You tell me.
Let me know when you figure it out.
Again, it's my third day out here. I have no idea. Like, you tell me. Just at least let me know. Like, is it good? Be honest with me though, because if it's not,
yeah, don't give me that fucking.
Yeah,
I like your shit.
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
Like for example, and every artist that we normally have in the studio, I'm pretty upfront with them.
Yeah.
I did manage to listen to I was gonna say 1999, like it's fucking Prince, 1996.
Yeah.
And I listened to the EP as well. I have 2 tracks that I really like. And if I fumble the name, I'm sorry. I should have written it down. Melancholy, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Melancholy, yeah.
And freestyle is not easy.
Ain't easy freestyle.
Ain't easy freestyle. Yeah, I'm sorry. Dude. Yeah, so those 2 tracks, in your catalog, I personally like.
Oh yeah.
And again, there's like Victorino will be the first one to tell you, if I invite somebody here and I get a whiff of their music, and their music I personally don't like, I don't invite them on. Right. Because it's like one thing I don't like doing is pretending that I like something.
Right. You don't. Right. You want to, if you're going to be real, you're going to be fucking real.
And like
if you don't like somebody, don't have them on your podcast. That's also disrespectful to them. It's like, why the fuck am I here if you don't fucking like me? You're using me at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
make music, huh?
Yeah. Hey, buddy, you popping right now? How many followers you got? Huh?
Yeah. It's like,
climb on this?
No. And it's like, and that's funny enough because we have a bunch of people that have reached out to us, and we're like, yeah, we'll
get around to it.
We'll get around to it.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know when we open updates.
We're just really busy right now. We're booked. We're booked like 3 months out.
Yeah.
People from last year. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I know I really enjoy your music. So definitely keep it going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
One of the things. So you have how many shows? I mean, I don't know if there's an exact number, but you've performed around the Detroit metro area, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think the scene is either being dominated by, or what do you like? What state do you see the I know we kind of glanced over about competition and stuff earlier, but the physical, like, I guess, chain of people that are kind of on there, like what's the scene looking like? Is it like a good like?
As much as I'm like a new artist out here, and I only have like a few projects officially out, like I have done, I don't even know how many shows at this point. Like it's probably about 100 shows, you know, just for like around the areas for free or whatever. Just I've literally done so many fucking shows, but I haven't just done them in Michigan. I've done them in Michigan. I've done, you know, I think I've done like one in Ohio. I went out to Canada like 3 different times.
Where in Canada?
You've been to Toronto a couple times, once or twice, right?
Yeah. Actually, my mom lived out in Canada for 8 years, so I fucking traveled all over Canada. I love it out there. But the shows, like the areas that I did the shows in, like I did a show in Niagara Falls. I did a couple shows in Hamilton. That's where I do a lot of my work and meet a lot of my other artists that I have collaborated with. I just collaborated with 2 artists out, and like one's in Toronto and one's in Hamilton. But no, like I did Niagara Falls, Hamilton, and Toronto, and I fucking love it out there. And so it's like Michigan and Canada. It's like that's all the shows that I've done, right? So those are the only places I've been. But I can honestly say, like, when I go to Canada, when I go to Ohio, anytime I'm out of Michigan, I just get so much more like open-minded, like love, like just embrace, just like, dude, you're fucking awesome. Like, this is crazy. Like, you were so good. And it's like, I don't get that in Michigan. I don't get that in my hometown. And it makes me sad. You know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with my hometown. I've done, like I just told you, I've done like about 100 fucking shows at this point. I already told you earlier, I haven't made jack shit off making music or whatever the fuck. So it's like, dude, I put myself out here all over Michigan. I've done so many shows in Michigan just to get like rubbed off or like, you know, whatever. There's a lot of people that do fuck with me, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm here. You know, thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
But like, no, I think that it's really hard for me as an artist in Michigan, because like right now Michigan is popping, and I'm glad that it's popping, but it's popping because of like the Detroit sound, or like, I don't know, like just like the drill shit that's going around, like New York drill or whatever the fuck. And then you got like UK raps popping, and then it's like in Michigan, it's like people only care about like the hip hop, like the Detroit beats. And it's like, even if you rap and it's not on a Detroit, people don't really want to listen to your shit. Or like they don't think you're hard or whatever the fuck. And it's like,
you're not.
It's just,
you don't
it's
sound
hard.
like
It's hard for like, and I can't even say what genre I am. So it's like, I don't know. A lot of times I'm just like, I'm alternative or like new age, but it's hard for me being alternative or new age. It's hard for me maybe not knowing what genre I am. But, you know, and it's like, it sucks because all the competitions or shows that I've mainly showed up to in Michigan, it's been like, just like heavy, like it's just like I feel like I'm a black sheep. It's like I got good fucking music, but like I make music, and my goal of making music is like, if you listen to one of my songs, I don't want you to be able to like, and I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole by saying this, but like when you listen to my songs, I don't want you to be able to be like, oh my god, that motherfucker's gotta live here in Detroit, or he's gotta be from Michigan. No, dude, when you listen to my music, I want it to be like a worldwide song. Like, you're listening to it in California, Texas, fucking Tennessee, New York, whatever the fuck. Arizona, like, that's, you know, like, I want everybody to, like, listen to my music and not be able to pinpoint, like, oh, you're from this city.
Detroit. Like,
so, but it's hard because it's like, the city, you know, fucks with obviously the city's sound, which is totally understandable, but it doesn't make it easy for any of the other artists. And like, especially in this day and age, it's like everything's based off of like streams and views and shit. And like, if you're not smart enough as an artist to know how to monetize your shit and to actually get paid off of your shit, you really aren't making shit. Like, I just realized how to get paid from like my reels and all that shit, and I felt dumb when I figured it out, because I was like, I could have been making money. Like, I had
we know that feeling.
I had one reel that hit like 143K, and it was just a stupid reel of like my baby picture and then me blown up. Didn't even change the audio on the fucking whatever it was, and I didn't get $1 from that because I just didn't have my monetization turned on, like on Instagram.
We know a thing or two about that.
Oh, you know? Yeah, we do.
So, and then it's like, I don't know. Like, also, like, working with people, too, just, like, getting your LLC and shit. It's, like, a lot of my friends and shit, it's, like, they be making music, and it's, like, dude, you don't have an LLC, you don't have your writers, you don't have your publishers, your name's not trademarked, You're probably getting beats from YouTube. They probably have samples that aren't fucking cleared. You're probably posting them on DistroKid and you didn't even pay for them. Maybe not even use BeatStars. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing, but you want to work with me? That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, no, like every time, like every now and then we play copyrighted shit.
Yeah.
And when we do it, like off the rip, we know we're like, if we were being monetized, we're not making shit out of this episode. But if the moment, calls for it, it's like, whatever, fuck it. We only live once. We're not claiming to be like our personal shit. We definitely don't do that. But
no.
That's like, we understand if he gets a little copyright strike on YouTube. Like, yeah, maybe we fucking listen to it.
Well, I mean, think about like, I don't know if you noticed like last few episodes if we upload on YouTube, it'll just say copyright because there's like something with like 30 seconds we just wanted to listen to something. Right. It's like, it doesn't affect our like episode in any way, but it's like it's just there telling you like, hey,
yeah, you can't be doing that shit.
Be careful what you're doing, bud.
Yep.
But it's
like
not
a little
free
slap
use.
on the wrist. It's not yours.
Right.
No, we can get a ton of slaps on the wrist, honestly.
That makes me think of all the people, like especially going back to Facebook and like old people using Facebook when they like post a video and they physically type out, I don't own the rights to the music, or like
it's like in the parentheses.
Yeah. It's like that's not
like
a contract,
me just
dude.
hanging out.
Well, I was gonna even mention it because the chat said it earlier. I was like, when old people share their own stuff and then like it and like their own stuff and do that kind of thing. It's like,
I love
why?
I don't know if that gets you. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like those people that like their own shit, they're trying to like beat the algorithm or like
possibly.
see or like get like maybe they're like trying to think like, well, maybe if they see me supporting myself, they'll support me. And it's like really not like that. It's like, what are you doing?
No.
I don't know if this helps the algorithm.
Goddamn algorithm.
Fuck the algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Instagram, TikTok.
We're shadow banned on TikTok and Instagram.
See, really people keep telling me they're shadow banned, and I'm like, okay, how do you know? And they're like, I don't know.
Oh no, we know.
I'm like, how do you know?
I'll give you
know?
an example. So we've had multiple videos both on TikTok and Instagram get millions of views, right?
Yes.
After I guess if you follow the time frame and the time frame of everything happening, we stopped posting so constantly, right?
Consistently.
So after a while, when we started putting like full on effort, like posting shit back to back to back, not like multiple times a day shit, but now we're at a point to where, if we upload a video, like a reel on Instagram, right? The minute it finishes uploading, we get literally a notification from Instagram. You're violating monetization policies. Submit for review. And I'm like, we didn't put any cuss words in it. We're not using any music. It's literally just me and him talking most of the time. What the fuck am I violating?
Right.
And it's like off the rip, like the minute I hit upload.
And you see all the other shit that people post.
Yeah,
and you're like, there's no way in fucking hell I'm violating when this guy's not.
And after we started getting those notifications, we struggled to break 1,000 views.
Listen, I don't know.
Crazy.
And I don't know if you guys like figured it out or not, but fucking there was something, and I don't even know if it was with my Instagram. It might have been it could have been with my Instagram or my TikTok. But I had like one of my accounts set to like a professional account, so they kept copywriting my music because it was like a business account.
Right. Yeah.
But I was like, well, what if I just have a personal account where I share a link to my business? Right. And so I just switched it back to personal, and then it was like I didn't get a lot of that shit anymore. Right. But I don't know if it's the same exact thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because there's like certain things that you can put your account under or into, and it will allow you, like it does something. Because like if you're a business and you're posting reels, and you got your LLC and all this shit, and you're using people's music or you're sharing products or something like that, it's like you gotta like monetize shit, and then you gotta do like shit a certain way because it's like they see that as like you're a business, so you got to be making money. So if you're using other things to make your money,
it's
like, well, they gotta
to pay for ads too.
Yeah,
which I'm like, fuck that, dude. I'm not about to boost my shit.
I'm not doing that dumb shit. I have before, but like literally the most I probably dumped into any fucking ad was like $10-20.
Right.
Because you got me fucked up. I'm like all about like organic, whatever, dude. I don't care if I post a fucking picture and get 26 likes, and that's coming from somebody where it's like I said, like I had 26,000 followers.
Right.
It's very overwhelming. Like I used to get hundreds of likes a day. But I never gave a fuck. But everybody around me gave a fuck. Oh, dude, you got this and you got that. And I'm like, the fuck's it matter to you, bro?
Yeah,
like I don't even have $1 to my name. Like you want to fucking get me a McDouble with the mac sauce, buddy? Because I'm struggling out here, bro. Like
those likes aren't paying the fucking rent.
Right. But like now, you know, like it's crazy because like when I did have all those followers and I was like getting all those views and likes, like the algorithm wasn't into play. Like creators and content, they weren't making money on that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of cool that like this shit's into play now because like now you can make money off it if you know how to monetize your shit properly. But like, I don't know. Back then, it's like I could have made so much money if they had that, but they didn't.
Fuck you, Zuckerberg.
I swear to God.
Nice.
No, what's one piece of advice that you've gotten either in music or from a family member per se? What's the best piece of life advice you've ever gotten?
I don't know if it's the best piece of advice, but it honestly had me definitely thinking. Like my grandpa grew up in Detroit, and like he was a DJ. Like he still DJs today at Coyote Joe's.
Shout out to Grandpa.
No, dude, he like comes home at 4 a.m. still. Wow. Like sometimes, like he is a party fucking animal still at this fucking age. I always show him my music, and I always like get his feedback on it, and I love it because he does not give a shit. He will let me know what the fuck it is and what the fuck it's not. And a lot of times when I play my music, he's like, when are you gonna fucking play something that can be put on the fucking radio? Or like, when are you gonna actually record a song? When are you gonna like you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, dude, he's like, you got these great fucking songs, but he's like, you're swearing left and right, and you're talking about this, and you're talking about that, and it's like,
Grandpa, have you seen the charts?
It just listen. It made me think. I was like, I'm not gonna at all change my shit because he said that, but it got me thinking like, what kind of artist do I want to be? How big do I want to be? You know what I'm saying? Like I say, like Michael Jackson inspires me. The Weeknd inspires me. Like, dude, they performed at stadiums and halftime shows.
Right.
People that are performing stadiums and halftime shows are doing something for the community, and they're speaking good, and they're like helping people. They're not just like installing bad shit into people. So a lot of my current music that's out, it's like, it's very raw. It's who I am. It's my struggles. It's what I went through. A lot of my music, you hear me talk about drugs and struggling and women or whatever the fuck. And it's like, I'm not glorifying it in any way. So that's the one thing that I want people to know is that is in my music, but I'm not glorifying it. It's just what I went through. And anytime, like if you really listen to my lyrics, like anytime I do talk about drugs or anything like that, like I consider it like a negative thing or like a demon. Like my demons are like fucking weighing me down, whatever the fuck, and that might be some liquor and some fucking pills, whatever the fuck it may be. But shit, what the fuck were we fucking talking about?
The best life advice you've ever gotten. I forgot how we
best life, the best fucking.
Best life. You were talking about Grandpa giving you advice on don't play, get something to play on the radio.
Yeah, so it's like it's like I talk about that shit, right? Because that's who I am. But like sometimes I struggle with like, okay, like I do want a song to eventually be on the radio,
right?
And I don't want to just talk about drugs all the time because I don't do them anymore. Like that. I'm not saying there's a few things that it's a Friday night woohoo, sure. Right. But I have my limits now. I have boundaries. Like I want to be here for my friends, my family, whatever. So it's like I think that was the best advice. Like it wasn't even advice. It's like, when are you gonna like make something that can actually get you somewhere? Like how big of it made me think like, how big of an artist do I want to be? Like I do want to eventually play like a stadium. Like I want to play in front of like thousands of fucking people, and I want thousands of, because I want like, I feel like, you think about like Woodstock, and it's like that feeling to like be there, that feeling to fucking be there and just feel like one with everyone and like you're not fucking alone. That's my goal, and like that's what I want to do for people. So it's like I would love to make a song that brings every fucking body together and you feel that, whatever the fuck that is, because that's like, that makes you want to wake up tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, him saying that, it just like that was advice to me. It was like a wake up call. It actually made me like think about like, okay, how serious do I want to take myself? Like I haven't made any money off these shows. Like a lot of these people, when I pull up, it's envious. The competitions are bugged or rigged, or it's not the Detroit sound. So like you're not getting fucking anywhere, and you got the algorithm against you all day, every day when you're out there, getting shit on. Right. At the end of the day. So I don't know, it woke me up, and so like I finally started like realizing like exactly like who I wanted to be in, like what lane I wanted to be in, and how serious I wanted to take it. And I was like, all right, like I'm actually gonna like jump like both feet into this, and like see where the fuck it gets me.
Right. Because I mean, and then that's one of the things that I've talked constantly with Victorino, that he's been, I mean, good a handful of times, and you know, on air and off air, I've talked to them about like, you know, sometimes we, and I'm absolutely guilty of this. I'm not saying that I'm holier than thou. Is sometimes we also do like to blame other stuff, like, you know, sometimes I blame the algorithm, like, oh fuck this, and like, you know, I'm not going anywhere. But it's like, we have to put good shit out.
Listen,
like, whether my definition of good is different to anybody else,
or even
if
like
we don't put good shit out, this is like it's the algorithm, because you got to think the algorithm is not looking at me and going like, oh, that brown kid,
that
fuck
one specific person.
No, it's what are people moving. We dictate
what are people watching.
What are
all
people engaging?
Day. What do people like?
So if your shit's not good, your shit's not gonna move.
What's their attention span?
Right. And I've had that talk with Victorina. Is like, you know, when me and Mara have had the more success, whether it's posting clips and, you know, having conversation, is when we put effort into it. And that doesn't necessarily mean copy somebody's trend or copy whatever. It's physically sit down, think of what we're doing, what we want to accomplish, and put effort. If we're just on autopilot, which I see a lot of artists do, whether they're small or big, is if you get content, kind of like those 9 to 5 people,
you can never get comfortable.
You're not gonna go anywhere. Like if me and Mara came in here and did the exact same thing day after day after day,
it's not fun anymore, really.
I'm so happy you're saying that.
It's not gonna, not just the fun part, but it's like, how would we expect something different,
right?
If we're not even like trying.
How do you expect a different outcome when you wake up every day and do the same fucking
mentality,
things?
Right?
The same fucking mentality.
Even like I posted a reel earlier that's like completely stupid, and I'm the first one to say it, right? And not to disrespect the guest that it involves, but I thought it was funny. You know, shit, and it flops or whatever. You know, we quote unquote say flop.
Right.
I learned something from that. You know, and
you fucking put yourself out there,
right,
to get a natural reaction.
Right. And that's one thing that I was talking to Victorina, is like, sometimes when you focus on the wrong things, you don't actually end up putting effort into what you actually want to put effort in. Like, he would always tell me about like going out to shows and, for example, performing songs that he wants to push per se, right? And I'm like, dude, what is the songs that people tell you they like? If you're going to like a local event that you've never met, why would you think playing the song that you have the best track with? Like I always, and I tell this, you know, to him. It's like, you're like, oh, I've played it too many times. I'm like, you to yourself have played it many times. People that are gonna go see you at that one event, like fucking Traverse City, they don't know that song exists, dude. Play that shit.
To literally touch on that and to agree with what the fuck you were just saying, you brought, like you said, your favorite 2 songs of mine was like Ain't Easy Freestyle and Melancholy. Melancholy was like the first ever song I fucking recorded and put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my first fucking single. So I like look at that like, dude, like, I hate that song. Like, I hate playing that.
He
it's
hates
so
the
old.
one that I like.
It's my first song. Like, it fucking sucks, dude. Like, I recorded that song. It was really good. I dropped it on SoundCloud. Literally recorded it on GarageBand on my phone. Nice. Little Peep type shit, you know, and fucking dropped it, and everybody fucked with it so hard. And then I actually went into a studio, re-recorded it, right? Because I was like, the sound quality, like, my phone quality is not good enough, right? That's what I thought.
Right.
Deleted it off there, did the studio version, posted the studio version. Everybody fucks with the GarageBand version over the studio version.
Is that the one that's on Spotify?
That is unfortunately the one that's on Spotify, because again, GarageBand's not the one on Spotify.
It's the newer.
I deleted the one that's on GarageBand. The only way that I could pull up the original audio from the one that was on GarageBand is the original music video that I shot. I also had deleted for it. And the original music video for it, I had like way more scenery and a whole lot going on, and like the official music video for it, I chose to do what I chose to do. But like, no, like, I just went over to my buddy's house. We did a quick couple shoots, you know, like outside, whatever. So it's like, like I like sabotage my own shit or whatever. But it's crazy. It's like what you said. It's like, dude, like you don't, like you have to listen to these people. And it's like, obviously,
feedback is very important.
Yeah,
obviously, always be yourself. Do what you want to fucking do. But it's like, there's a lot of people stuck in their ways. It's like, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. Like, you can't change me. And it's like, when you say that, it's like, you tell me that you can't grow as a person, or you can't, like, be a chameleon and, like, adapt or whatever. Just, like, in general, just grow. And it's like, I very much so take feedback very serious, and I love it when people are raw with me. I don't care how brutal it is. Like, I've been through so much shit, heard so much shit. Nothing you say is gonna fucking offend me or make me feel some type of fucking way that I don't even, like, that I haven't already felt about my fucking self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just said, like, I just realized I wanted to live a couple years ago. Like, I'm happy as shit right now. Like, whatever the fuck. So it's like, I always fucking listen to fucking people. And it's like, I always say, like, dude, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. But here's that fine line. I give a fuck how people see me. I give a fuck. I give a how I'm perceived, like, to people or whatever. Like, I want my, like, for myself, I want to look a certain way to people. I don't give a fuck if, like, they don't like me, whatever the fuck. But, like, I always listen to that shit. Like, if I'm ignorant or I'm crossing the line or I'm saying something wild, like, put me in my place, I'll fucking listen. You know? So I don't know. Like, and like when it comes to my music, like, I listen to that shit too. Like, if somebody's like, there's too much auto-tune in this. You know what, dude? I've gotten that before. I totally agree with you. Yeah. Like, I actually, like, have a good voice. But because I, like, all the projects that I've dropped thus far, like, somebody else has produced it or, like, mixed and mastered it or, like, put effects on my voice. And me being so amateur, like, and talking to them, like, I don't really know. Like, I'm not a producer, so I don't know what effects you can do. So I don't know what to tell you to do. Yeah, I'm just like, this isn't my voice. This isn't really what I'm looking for. But even then, like, it sounded good enough to where I've just been like, fuck it, drop it. Yeah. But I've gotten the feedback where it's like, dude, like, you're using auto-tune. Like, well, let's see what your real voice sounds like. And I'm like, you know what? I agree with you. You're right. It's never about, like, that guy's an asshole and, like, dude, this is just me and, like, this is what I'm going to stick to. No, I'm always willing to fucking try something new.
Yeah, you take every comment and just kind of, like, deconstruct it a little bit. It's like, okay, you know what?
Like, there's artists that get, like, butthurt a lot. Like,
I've heard a lot.
Like, dude, if you're, like, I'm sorry, but, like, there's so many people that, like, I'm friends with a lot of artists because I am an artist. That's all my social media consists of now at this point. But there's a lot of, and I don't like it. I don't like the artists that go on social media and they're complaining. They're like, oh, you guys don't really fuck with me. If you don't fuck with me right now, unfriend me right now, unfollow me right now. You might as well just block me, fake ass bitch. Like, bro, like,
make better shit.
Don't be so fucking entitled or whatever the fuck. And it's like people, it's like even with like shows and shit, it's like you planned a really good show, but you dropped the flyer 3 days to a week before the fucking show. I'm sorry, but like as an artist, like I want to give my my followers or whoever wants to come out, like my supporters and shit,
some time
to respect my supporters. I want to give them enough fucking time to plan to come out and support me. That's being considerate. When you're, like, so entitled as a fucking artist and you got your fucking nose up and you think your shit don't fucking stink, you want to walk around, grab people's phones, follow yourself on their fucking phone and walk away, or crazy shit like that. It's like, dude, who the fuck are you? Or it's like you want to do this and fuck what they think, or you want to, like, shit on the people that gave you an opportunity, gave you a show, even if the show didn't turn out good. Like I said, like, I've entered a lot of competitions where it's like I knew that there was no chance of me winning. And that, like, I was just there, like, they were just trying to get me to buy drinks and buy a ticket and enter the competition anyways. That's cool and all, but it's like, I don't know, like, I still, like, don't hate on anything. Like, I'm still very positive about the situation. Like, I don't, like, go on Facebook and, like, bash the fucking people. Like, even the fucking promoter that fucked me over with the Little Xans show. Like, nobody knows who the fuck that is. Don't care to fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I don't know.
He knows who he is.
You got, exactly. You got to adapt, though. Like, I don't know. You can't be stubborn. Especially, it's like, if this is what you want to do. And also, too, it's like, back to, like, that mindset thing you said, like, people getting stuck in their ways or, like, working 9-to-5s or whatever. It's like, you got to have a strong mindset. And, like, this mindset of shit, like, it applies to everything. Like, whether it's, like, your 9-to-5, your hobby, your career, your goal, or whatever. Like, if you don't have the mindset to, like, get up and get it, you're not going to. And, like, it's very, very true that a lot of, like, the most successful people in life are tired as fuck. So if you're tired, that's like, they have no sympathy for you. You know, the most successful people are fucking tired. They get out of work and they go and they do shit like this for 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because they see something in their future.
Yeah. It's always I mean, again, I'm not holier than thou, but you know, there's times that I've taken the you know, the very like instant gratification instead of like the long term gratification.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you want stuff that's gonna be, if you, the good shit in life is not gonna come easy. Because if it came easy, everybody would have like the shit.
Right.
That's plain and simple.
You gotta sacrifice.
Yeah, and if you look at all people, as much as they're very successful, and it's easy to think, you know, oh, they fucking stumped and fell into the, you know, fame and shit like that. It's like, well, yeah, there is a little bit of aspect of luck to some people making it, and again, not everyone's gonna make it.
In order to have luck, you at least have to try.
You're right. You can't win the lottery if you don't fucking buy a ticket. You know,
right,
people always wish like, oh, if I won the lottery,
exactly.
And it's like, did you buy a ticket?
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
We all have the same odds.
Literally. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's like, we can't be wishy-washy. We got to put effort in. Period. Again, constant themes that's been going on for the last month and a half.
Right.
Me going on fucking rants and telling like people like, what are we doing here?
Bro, we all got the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
It's like, I hate that. Like, must be nice, bro.
Make time.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Like, fucking figure it out, dude.
How about you sacrifice an hour of your glorified sleep?
Yeah, no, it's if you wake up every day and do something for 10-15 minutes every fucking day, it's said that like you will eventually be like damn near perfect at that thing.
Right.
So it's like, if you suck at fucking freestyling and you want to rap and you suck as a rapper, you completely know nothing about like writing lyrics or anything, why don't you fucking try? And it's like, if you don't know, like, okay, why don't you just put on a beat and just freestyle for 15 minutes a fucking day every day? I guarantee you will go from like not shit to at least something. You will progress. That is like without a doubt.
All right.
So
go from Machine Gun Kelly to Eminem.
Right. Motherfuckers.
I mean, you kind of glanced on one of my questions that I have here for being your ultimate goals in music, of, you know, really kind of touching people, you know, to where they feel better and happier, and you know, and having a purpose of it. And you know, I'm a big believer that if monetary is going to be a reward, it'll be a nice side effect. It's not the main shit you're going to chase, because again, if you're always going to chase that, you're blurring the vision of being yourself. Because again, for example, this project, the biggest successes that we've had, we can just do carbon copies of that shit.
Right.
And munch off whatever the algorithm is, but that doesn't fulfill us.
Yeah, it's like,
right.
It's a short-term fun, but
again, going back to short-term
it's
fun.
like, it's not the longevity. It's like, if you want longevity in anything, you have to sacrifice. You have to hold out. You have to save.
Today is Friday night. I worked fucking 10-hour shifts Monday to Friday.
Yep.
Today, it could be the time of like, oh, fuck, you know, I'm off of work, go and relax or whatever.
Yep.
We're here. Like if you want something, you have to get it done.
Dude, I worked today. I took a fucking fat ass nap when I got off of work. I woke up, rubbed my fucking eyes, got dressed, threw on some clothes, and came out here. You know?
And we're grateful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like, if you want something, you're going to fucking do it, you know? You either got a passion or not.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's contagious. One thing that you know, because we've made a lot of collaborations, and the ones that are even coming that I don't think people are gonna see coming. There's gonna be some wild shit coming.
Hell yeah.
And it's, you know, it's fun. It's something we look forward to. We don't dread. At least I don't dread it. You know, coming into the studio of like, you know, it's Friday night. Fuck yeah, we're about to, you know, get another show on the road.
Yep.
Like that should be everybody's motivation.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, I don't have time to do what I like to do when, you know, it's just I'm always so busy. Busy like, doing what? Like, are you physically 24 hours at work?
You're busy
like,
complaining
right.
that you don't have the time. When you could just shut up and do it.
Right.
Like, I never have time to. Like, I sometimes I even say it as as like whatever passionate as I am. Some days, dude, like with my bipolar and shit. It's like, I'm not medicated right now. I've tried to be medicated I've tried 3 different medications, had horrible side effects, whatever the fuck. So it's like, sometimes it's a struggle, and like, I even battle with that. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying to fucking paint today, and I can't even fucking get motivated to fucking do that, you know? And it's like, no, you have to like just Like, and I'll complain like, oh, I never have the time to do. But it's like, no, dude, I do. I'm just sitting here bitching about it rather than doing it.
And you look at that screen time on your phone, you're like, oh man, I've been on the phone for 7 hours.
Right.
What the fuck? How'd that happen?
Scrolling on reels for 3 hours straight, and it's like, oh, your stomach's growling. It's like, shit, I need to probably eat, you know? Like, fuck, dude. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. People get stuck in shit, but like, you gotta fucking like get out of those habits. Like, you really gotta, I don't know, it's so hard to discipline yourself. Dude, it's like, I can't believe we're the adults, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still like
that
snack on.
We talked about that yesterday.
I love fruit roll-ups and gushers and shit. How the fuck are we the adults, bro? Like, I still eat pizza rolls, and sometimes I don't put them in the microwave or in the fucking oven. They're in the goddamn microwave. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, I'll buy a Hot Wheel. That's in the toy aisle for the kids. I don't mind.
Right.
What am I doing there?
I'll be in the toy section, dude. I'm like, I'm a grown ass fucking adult.
I don't even got any kids. And I'd be in the toy section. I'd be buying them mini brands, motherfucking things, and putting them together and shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, why am I doing this? Whatever, dude.
We gotta
live your goddamn life.
What do you call those skateboards?
The tech deck.
I collect those too. At this age, at this goddamn age, dude. I that's like the one thing I still held on to is my tech deck.
Still have mine from middle school. Those
got some
the
about
best.
a couple months back, and it's like, dude, we're like grown adults. We should be raising kids right now. Fucking buying Lego sets and shit.
Hell yeah. Literally me.
Oh man. Shout out to everybody doing adult shit.
No, literally.
Got it. Keep strolling. But also do what you love.
There's that. So one thing I would ask about, because one thing you're also passionate about, along with your music, that I've noticed is fashion. You create your own. You got, you're not shy to dress however you want to dress. You got some good, as a shoe guy myself, great selection. I will give you that.
I customize these bitches.
Oh, see, look at that. I don't even go that far.
Like, up your fucking game, Mario.
I know, for as many as I have, they're not customized anyway.
It's full of fucking shoes.
Yeah, up there, and then my actual bedroom up too. I'm like, yeah, there's plenty in there. I change it up. It's fine. How important is it for you, like with fashion, or just kind of like the way you want to dress and express yourself?
It's kind of like, okay, so like I already said, like I admitted, like I grew up poor. I've always grew up poor, whether I was in the city or in a rural area. I was very poor, and like also ignorant. Like my grandparents mainly raised me type shit. So like growing up, I shopped at fucking Goodwill and like Salvation Army, like Walmart, whatever the fuck. Like I didn't even know like luxury brands like were a thing or like what the fuck it was. And then it's like as I got older and like I don't know, like I didn't really give a fuck about it still. Like I kind of wanted to like live a hippie life and like be in a van and like, dude, I'll just wear the same shirt forever. But then it's like, I don't know, something happened. Like I said, like I wanted to live, and like once I wanted to live, it's like I wanted so much shit for myself that I didn't think I'd ever care about, and that sometimes I still think to this day like it's ridiculous for me to care about it. Like I really want like off-white shoes, you know, and shit like that, and Gucci and Burberry, and it's like, why the fuck do I want these things? But it's like I do, you know, and I don't know. So it's like my style comes from that, like very like a mix of the fucking both. Like I do like the thrift and like the expensive shit. Like I don't know, I might wear off-white with something that I bought from Salvation Army. It is what it is.
Bomb shit.
You know
they do
thrift stores, man.
But like also too, it's like I don't know, like jewelry and stuff. Like I love jewelry, like accessories, shit like that. And it's like I know there's like I don't know, like if I had fuck you money, best believe like I'd be like grills, chains, all that shit. But like even without having fuck you money, it's like I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I think like sometimes I'll rock a fucking fake chain. Like I just bought a $29 fucking chain from fucking Ross.
Shout out to the
rocked it. Chain. People didn't know. They thought it was a goddamn like couple $1,000s. Whatever the fuck, you know? And it's just like I don't know. It's like if you don't like if I don't have the money to like buy my grandma a house or like help my family or whatever the fuck, like why am I gonna buy a chain or grills first over a house or over something taking care of my family or like if I got a family member that's sick, why am I gonna put that priority over something else? So it's like I don't necessarily like being fake, but I also somewhat believe in the fake it till you make it type shit. So it's like I don't know, I dress based off of that, and like also like being in like I don't know, like being in the sticks and shit, and like not like in like the city areas and stuff. Like I don't know, like I said, there was like drive your tractor day and shit. Right. So it's like everybody's dressing in camo. I never did that shit. I was always the black sheep. I always like dressed how the fuck I wanted to. Like I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck my style is. It's just very like I wake up, put on whatever the fuck I want to. Sometimes it is based off of what's fucking trending and what people are doing, and sometimes it's not. Like I don't really give a fuck about that shit. It's just whatever I feel comfortable in, and yeah.
You know, that's one of the points that literally just came to my head, that I absolutely hate people that fucking do this when they can't admit that two things can be true at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. So I personally, for example, have an Apple phone, right? Mm-hmm. I know it's fucking child labor. I know they fucking, source minerals is probably slavery in Africa.
Yeah, an Apple phone myself.
Right, but I have the phone. Mm-hmm. Like, two things can be true. I obviously don't like that that's part of life. Like, for example, you mentioned trends is like, sometimes it's kind of like, you don't want to be like, oh, I don't want people to think that I'm on the trend and shit like that. But it's like, you can recognize both of those behaviors and still do shit. Like whether it comes to clothing, or you do certain, you drive a car because you want to impress people, but you also know that you're doing that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's two things can be truthful. Mm-hmm. Like, I also like the car, like, and people always want to put one fucking category, like the genre of the music. Mm-hmm. It's like, why? Just let it be. Mm. Like, why the fuck do we need to specifically be like, no, you can't be either or the other. Mm-hmm. You gotta pick. What? Oh, right.
I don't know. I think you can be whatever the fuck you want to be, and it's like, dude, that's literally how the fuck I dress. Like, it's like some shit might cost $500. Some shit might have been $2, but it's like whatever I'm comfortable in, I'm gonna fucking rock. And it's like, I don't know. Like, also with me being transgender, like I identify as he, him, and shit. Like, I am very self-aware of the fact as a transgender person, I have gender dysmorphia. So I am uncomfortable with certain parts of my body because I have not fully transitioned. So, like, I do wear baggy clothes or whatever the fuck. So it's like, really, whatever the fuck makes you comfortable, fucking do that. Right. And it's like, price does not fucking matter. Like, you can do me. You could fucking get little Salvation Army and a little Gucci and fucking mix it. Or you can just go one way or the other. It's just, don't judge somebody else or knock somebody else for not doing what you do. It's like, I see, like, actually just the other day, like, to touch on the jewelry and whatever the fuck, like, fake jewelry, not fake jewelry, there's this, I think it's like a basketball player. He makes like $5 million. I don't know if it's like a year or what, but he makes fucking money, and he wears Amazon jewelry. And he's like, bro, and he's like, got these on Amazon. They shine just like the real thing. Go get them. And the thing is like, dude, he's got the money to get that shit. So what are y'all gonna call him? Broke?
Right.
Fake?
Right.
Like, for real, he's being smart with his shit, So it's just like, I don't know,
it's like
dude.
the thing. If you have money and you wear cheap shit, you're smart. If you do the opposite, then you're fronting. What do you
mean? Right. I don't know. So definitely be yourself. Wear whatever the fuck you want.
That's the only way to live life. Again, you only live.
If no one's hating on you, you're probably not like actually being yourself.
Yeah, you're falling in line.
If literally nobody is hating on you, whether it be work, at a bar, at home, whatever, that you're not actually yourself.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. In your near future, what are some collaborations that you would like to do, or that you have like on a wish list to do? Besides being, of course, on the best podcast in Michigan.
Jesus, plug time.
Follow the Legal Aliens on all platforms.
Honestly, it's like, it's my goal to just really do like work with as many people as I can, whether it be artists or just in general, like people that do podcasts or interviews or whatever it may be. Like, I'm just really trying to get myself out there as much as possible and just like really like get to know people, connect with people. So I'm always open to that. And like with me, like it's definitely not about the money. It's just about the principle. It's like, you put in this effort, I put in this effort, and everybody eats. Yeah. So I mean, like, that's really like all my goals. Like, I would love to, just do bigger shows and, just have more engagement.
We all do, man. Jesus. Algorithm, please.
Throw us a bone again.
No, really though, like I said, it's like my LLC shit. It's not even the algorithm. Like, I know I mentioned it multiple times, but the algorithm is like not like I don't give a fuck about the algorithm. I've already beat it once. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to gain and attract and whatever. That's not the problem. It's just I want it to be genuine.
And that's where I see a lot, and you can see.
And like until I get my LLC and shit, like I really don't want shit to blow up. Like I haven't posted. And it's crazy. It's because like you guys invited me here, and I love that you guys did, but I have not really been like consistent or active as much as I have been.
Right.
I've been consistent with my shows and just be networking type shit, but online I have not been consistent. And it's because, not to sound like cocky, but like I know my shit will blow up, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate and a lot of judgment, and that's fine. You got no. That's what I want. You got to get through that shit, because I've done it before. You know, like anytime I post something, it's like I'm like, this ain't gonna do shit. Right. 6,000, 7,000 views later in a day, I'm like, fuck, dude, I need to get my name trademarked because somebody's gonna steal my fucking lyrics or do whatever. Right. So it's like that's the reason why I haven't been like posting that heavy. I'm trying to lock myself down and then like get myself back out there. I'm like in the process of like rebranding, if you will. It's like even when I had those 26,000 followers, it wasn't for doing music. It was for connecting with people. I literally gained that many followers just because like every day I would just post like about my life and post about like me being myself and like not letting anybody distract me from doing my own thing type deal. And like I would always like have one-on-one conversations with people that were just going through shit in life, whether it be addiction or like family troubles or abuse or whatever, and like I would just talk to them and just like give them an ear or give them advice, and like that's how I got the following that I did. So like I never even was known for music. Like I was just known for being like myself, and I helped other people like be themselves type shit.
And you know what's crazy is if you would have had still your account, let's say today,
right,
and you would have started to put some of the music on it, I can already see all the fucking people that would have been on there like, oh, you know, oh no, oh look, what are you doing, music now? Like,
right.
like,
right.
What the fuck? Like, again, why can't two things be true with the same?
Everybody though, honestly, I will say, like, as much as like people are like, oh, why are you doing that now? I like the followers that I fucking had, dude. They really fucked with me. It was like if I said the sky was purple, dude, the sky is purple today for all of us, anyways, on my shit, you know. So it was like very much so. Like I kicked myself in the ass because like, dude, those motherfuckers would support me, and I know they would, because like they fucked with me for me. Like I said, like I blew up. I had 26,000 followers for being my fucking self. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing art. I wasn't selling anything. I wasn't giving. I was just literally talking to people and posting pictures of myself, and blew the fuck up, just off of how I looked or maybe my personality. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't doing like much for people besides giving them advice or an ear. So
sometimes that's all people
So I'm
need.
like, dude, and it's like that's where I'm trying to get now with my followers, because it's like now the people that follow me, it's like they only know me for music, and I want them to get to know me. So it's like I'm trying to do more shit like this, you know?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that I've been reaching out to people. It's people that I know because of one thing precisely, like you know, they're rappers, they're, you know, they draw art. We've had people on here. I'll give an example, and shout out to this man if you guys don't follow him on Instagram. Say Devon, remember?
Yeah,
we had him on. He's a cloth designer, I guess you would say. He started a company, and we were like barely starting. We were episode 20,
something like
and
that.
he like reached out to us like, hey, you know, can I be on? I'm like,
sure.
I fuck it. Today, I think he's like Sada Baby's wearing his shit. You know, like he has like over 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Up. And I was like, believed in himself,
bro. He's doing like modeling in shows in New York and like stuff. And it's like, what the hell?
He believed in himself. All the shit we've been talking about.
And to this day, I tell you, I had him. You know, it was a whole different studio and everything. Yeah. And he was literally like, he came in with like a robe, or not a robe. I'm sorry, if I'm misquoting that. He had like a painter, like he was dressed like he just had painted, right?
Right.
He even had like paint marks and stuff on him.
Right, like you're coming out like Bob Ross.
And I don't think. Again, I'm not a person that would make fun of somebody or anything like that.
Right.
But I remember meeting him, and I was like, damn, like, you know, like he got spirit.
He marches to the beat of his own drum.
And I've been following him since, you know, he had I don't know, when he came out, he had what, like 1,000 followers, maybe
something like that, yeah.
And like and I've been, he comes up on my feed because the algorithm, he feeds you stuff one day and then you don't see stuff for like 6 months.
Yep.
And the last time I checked on his page, I was like, what the fuck?
You're like,
New York
dude.
Fashion Week and shit, dude.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's not like, oh, fuck him or anything like that,
oh,
right?
hell no.
No, it's just like
I'm so happy that,
it should give you hope.
Yeah.
And there's it's very like, depending on your mindset, which we keep going back to, fucking, it's like, you see something like that and it either gives you hope or you're like, fuck that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
so
that
happy.
should have been, it's either it should have been me or like, oh, it can be me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I like to live by that. It's like, it can be me. Yeah.
And that's that, dude. Every time I see that shit, I love it.
Yeah.
Like anytime, like one of my friends does something big or anything like that, I'm like, dude, like that could literally, like, we're all eating right now. Like that could be me. And it's also like, especially if it's like for a good cause, it's like hell yeah. But no, it's always really good to see people like go from, I don't know, just see people's growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Funny enough, like the guest we had on here yesterday, she was one of the first people I ever invited on this podcast. Somebody that I kind of grew up with, and time never aligned, and I just never reached out back again. And we had her on yesterday, and it was like essentially 100 episodes later, and it was kind of a little surreal. You're like, man, it's like really nice studio, and like the way you have everything. I'm like, you should have, if you would have been on like the first time I invited.
Yeah.
And we joked about it, and like she was like, damn, like she was like blown away that. Wow, like
now
what the fuck? Like you guys are actually like putting in, and it's like, it's crazy how like some people like come in your life and not go per se, but they're like kind of like they zigzag.
They're in the background. They spot you sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm so happy whenever I see somebody win, and then I'm also on that same end. Extremely, I get so fucking angry, man. People waste people's times. Like some of the people in Southwest Detroit that Victorina was talking about a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that didn't happen
Those
here.
motherfuckers. Yeah, like people like that really piss me off because it's like, dude, we're all trying to like help each other.
Like we're all trying to we all have the same goal in mind. We're all trying to do something. We're here trying to help you, make you big, help whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
Just for the outcome to be the way it is, it's just. And
again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'm really grateful you chose to be on here because it's crazy out here, and that's one of the things that I reminded you before you came. It's don't be afraid to like come with company because we had the guest yesterday and.
She was like, we're gonna bring my husband.
Like, oh man, my husband. And I'm like, oh shit, like I've never really even thought about that. Like when we invite somebody to the podcast, it's like, don't feel like it's like exclusive. Like, oh, you only get one ticket and shit. Like,
hell no. Honestly, when you had like told me that like I could bring somebody, I was like, in my head, I'm like, thank God, because like I already was going to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Especially if it's a new place, I'm probably never ever gonna go somewhere by myself, especially like a new place. But like, no, like I don't know. Got my girl, be in a relationship, she gonna go everywhere with me type deal.
And it's one thing that I want to see everybody win. I want to definitely see you win, and when we have you on again, if you want to come back again.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely come back again.
Definitely, we're all in a different step on the ladder.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
Right, Mar?
Yes, that's the intention, right?
That's always the intention. And
we do this with pleasure and fun at the same time, but. We want to go somewhere.
And you said this was your first podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
What would you, if you were to put an estimate on how long you've been talking? How do you think?
Probably like 5 hours.
See, that's what Landra said last night.
I feel like I've just like talked I feel like I've overly talked to be honest.
So we're about to cross the 2-hour mark.
Okay, all right, that's not bad. That's not bad. I thought we were at like 2.5, 3. I was like, damn, bro, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We've done 5-hour shows before, so
fuck, dude.
That was the old time. Oh my god,
that's a whole shift, dude.
That's Jesus Christ.
You can get so much content off of 5-minute video.
Oh yeah,
believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
So 2 hours, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we can find like anywhere from like 4 to 8 moments on a show. It's like, oh yeah, that's
solid.
We have fucking bolts of videos that we are kind of just saving for future posting because like we had like the last 4 guests we normally put about like 3 or 4 clips per guest out, and then obviously I don't want to take over their whole fucking attention span of like, oh, it's just us, so we're banking shit for later. And I was like, man, like, it's so much fucking content, and then editing and keeping track of all that. It's like people don't see that shit. Like,
no, they don't. It takes a lot. Like, you got 2 hours of footage, plus you got all the extra people coming in to get 2 hours of footage each.
Yeah.
There's a lot of footage.
Yeah. And then going through it.
Going through it, figuring out what's good, what to post, dude.
And that's a whole other conversation in itself. It's like, well, what is worth posting?
Just like you guys with like starting this, like, you gotta do everything yourself. It's like, dude, it fucking is hard. But dude, I don't know. I believe we're all passionate in this room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We went from zip ties to actual mic stands now.
No, dude, literally, you got not just one, you got fucking multiple goddamn microphones in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. No. Again, we're really grateful that you decided to come by, and unless Mario has any additional things that you want to contribute.
No, we're grateful. I was gonna say back to like songs. Artist was my favorite one from the album. That one I was into for sure. I liked how I described it, and I hope you don't get offended by it, because it was just how I thought about it, the way I was combining it. I liked it because it was not just the fact that it was subdued in a sense of like, like it wasn't like bam in your face like in some other tracks, but it didn't mean it was less impactful with the lyrics. So that's where I dug it. It was like the combination of the two. I thought that was like,
I really like that you said that. That's like one of my most popular songs that I dropped recently on that tape. And like the main thing that I say in that song is, bitch, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's in your face, but it's like also like not. Because it's like you listen to the rest of the song, and it's like my cadence is very like, it's like we're going with the flow. It's like, this is who I am, but you don't gotta fucking like me.
Right.
Yeah. It felt like partially like a conversation a little bit too. Just kind of like, you're kind of like just chatting with somebody, but at the same time, it's kind of like there's a flow going in there, and you're really kind of like, hey, here's how I feel.
Yeah.
But that's why I like that song. That was
I try to do that. It's like storytelling or like whatever. Like I said, I actually spend time on my songs. Like, I've done a lot of features. A lot of the features that I've done, the people that I work with, they're very much so like, let's get in the studio, punch in, punch out. Like, let me go again, let me go again, let me go again. I perfect my shit, and then I go in the studio, and then I do like a couple takes, like 1 takes, 3 1 takes, and I'm like, that's the fucking song. Like, I very much so know what it is. I'm a fucking artist, like. So it's like I go in there and I do this like punch in, punch out shit. So it's like the features, it's like, all right, it is what it is. Like, that is like me freestyling, writing on the spot. But like that shit that you heard, I spent time writing that shit. And it's like all the songs that you guys brought up, I spent time writing that shit. That wasn't a punch in, punch out. Like, I showed up to the studio. Like, that's me. Like, that's my effort at that time. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no. Again, the same thing, like I said, the story about the clothing designer that we had on. I really, I wish everybody the same success, and more.
Blow the fuck up.
Yeah, blow the fuck up.
Get everything you fucking deserve,
dude. Everything you deserve. Period. And just I appreciate you for coming on. And
yeah, where can people find you?
You can literally find me on anything. The main thing you can find me on Instagram. Official.lovey.xo, and if you do follow me on Instagram, if you click my LinkedIn, that gives you a link to like all my shit, everything that I'm fucking on, and I'm on everything except for Snapchat. I'm always open to work with new artists, whether you're an artist making music, you're a videographer, you do podcasts, whatever the fuck it is you do, I'm willing to be a part of that if you're willing to have me. So yeah, just look me up. My name is Domry Maxud. So it's like you can look me up on Facebook, but on Facebook I'm Lovey Dovey. So Lovey Dovey, Lovey. On Instagram, official.lovey.xo, like I said. On TikTok I'm XOX Lovey XOX. So, but everything's all on my LinkedIn. So as long as you follow my Instagram, you're fucking good. Like, literally.
There we go.
Yep. And make sure everybody checks out that 1996.
Thank you.
The first EP, of course, too.
Of course. The whole catalog. Listen to it.
God damn it!
We're telling you.
It's everywhere.
Just give me your constructive criticism. Like, dude, like, if you think I'm trash, let me know I'm trash. Wherever the fuck you think I can improve, let me know. Also, too, like, I'm really in the search right now for producers. I want to not just buy beats off of BeatStars and shit like that. Like, I want to have a personal connection with my producer, someone that's willing to listen to me. I want them to, like, work with me on beats, like, whatever, and just... I wanna work with people, and I want everyone to eat. Like, I'm down to do splits all fucking day, like 50-50 splits. Let's go.
You hear that, fellas? Anybody listen to shit out of state people? Tap in.
Let's go.
People in Chicago, I know you're listening, and New York. Stop sleeping on Detroit.
Somewhere in Texas, I don't know.
Somewhere. Area 51.
All right, sure.
Speaking of aliens.
Oh, now we do that?
Bro, let's not get into that. Like, it is the Legal Alien podcast, but I believe in them motherfuckers. We can go deep and shit.
They're out there in this
room.
No, man, I love aliens. They gotta be out there, bro.
They can take me.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So we shall see you, everybody who's watching, listening, all the fun stuff. Of course, we say salute.